Basing on what we see on the cameras, you seem to appear to be a peacemaker on the floor of the House, trying to calm down the members. What exactly happened?
The very unfortunate day of the 27th, I think, will live to be a regrettable day in the annals of Uganda's history, because I think it had never happened that Parliament had ever degenerated in terms of discipline to that level. But I will say this, I think the events of the 27th were not spontaneous. There was a build-up to it. And I think, in my opinion, even we Ugandans, those Ugandans who are not even members of Parliament, including the media, we contributed to that build-up. We should have come out very strongly to condemn those actions as Ugandans. But what did we do? Instead, we praised the actions.
So you saw this coming?
Definitely, we saw it coming. Newspapers, headlines, round one. The second time it happened with the Honorable Rebecca Kadaga in the chair. And again, we went out and said, round two. So you could see that there was that progressive build-up. So now, on the 27th, I think the promoters of that situation came prepared for round three for a knockout.
General Katumba Wamala was trying to be a peacemaker, turning also to box Honorable Zaki. What exactly happened? Because you are being blamed for boxing Honorable Zaki.
The behavior of Honorable Zaki in Parliament, ever since these issues came up, is for everybody to see how he has been behaving. I've never seen it anywhere in the history of the Parliament of Uganda that a member of Parliament would jump on the Speaker's table and put his legs up and start like he's doing gymnastics on the table. Apart from that, you remember when the fracas started, Honorable Zaki took his belt off, you remember? And he started attacking any person he would find in his way. It was like he has lost his sense, or he was on something which was really pushing him. And he started hurling chairs. I think your videos show this very well. He took the first one, hurled it over. Took the second one, threw it across. And when he was going for the third, that's when I said, I turned and I actually practically grabbed him and said, Zaki,
enough is enough.
I'm going to beat you.
This was followed by arrests of a number of the opposition members where West
mu process eyo General Katumba Wamala we yaviriddeyo n'ankuba ekikonde wano ku musuwa guno gwa wano we yagunkubye bwe nti ndabanga ebintu byetooloola bwe nti buli kimu ndaba kyetooloola.
Stop this. And actually, yes, it's true. I clenched my fist and I said, Zaki, I'm going to beat you. Actually, if you ask Honorable Kiza, the Honorable Member of Parliament, leader of the opposition, came and told me, Afande, don't beat him, let him go.
So you didn't box him?
I didn't box him. What I told him was, I'll box you. Because I turned aggressive. You may say, yes, my turning was aggressive because now the guy was acting like a lunatic.
This was followed by arrests of a number of the opposition members where West
continuing to defile the Parliament. I know that there's been stories making rounds that I boxed him and then he fell down and then I went on him and pumped him until when he was in coma. Surely, I don't know why you didn't capture those. I don't know why you even didn't capture my blow landing on any part of his body. I did threaten him to box him. That one I'll tell you, and I can't deny it. And I don't regret it because he was going beyond what a normal human being was doing. He was not the only person whom I had talked to. I had talked to Odongoto. At one time he was also lifting a chair. I told him, Odongoto, put the chair down. He did. And actually, he walked away. I had talked to Sewanyana before he broke that stand. I told Sewanyana, please, let's not defile this house.
So, in your opinion, you think the sanctity of Parliament has been defiled?
Very, very. And it's very regrettable. And for me, I think the Honorable Rebecca Gadaga, with all fairness, did the right thing at that time. I've told you what I did, and I'm not regretting it, because I saw the house being totally defiled, in quotes. Because now the authority of Parliament was being challenged. Not once, not twice, but the third time. By the real members of Parliament who are supposed to protect the sanctity of that house. And it was very regrettable. It was images which I wish could be erased from our history. It was not rosy. It's not something we should be proud of. It's not something we should even, be broadcasting out there as if we did something great. I would not be surprised if tomorrow we see that house going up in flames like Paraguay and what happened in Burkina Faso. At this rate, if we go at this rate, that's likely to happen.
Are you going to let that happen? If it's happened?
Well, of course we wouldn't let it happen. We should not let it happen. And it should not happen. But maybe that's where people want to go.
Do you think it was necessary to deploy the so-called SFC? Because we are told these are SFC boys.
That's a question you would ask the IGP, because I didn't participate in the deployment of the security detail. But was it necessary? Yes. If you look at in our rules of procedure, the Speaker is given authority under Rule 7. And that's what the Speaker did. She evoked that to enforce obedience on that day.
Katumba, don't you think the Speaker had another option to avoid that kind of fracas?
Which
by
option?
adjourning the House.
Until how long?
The next day.
And then they would come back more aggressive, possibly more destructive.
The members who had been suspended would at least not come back. They would be prevented from entering the House.
Yeah, but it would be just a matter of time, because you see...
According to them, they are saying all these actions were prompted by Honorable Chibule, who allegedly came in with a gun. But
Chibule left as soon as his name was read, he left. So did the others too. I think two of the other people, they also left. This third day, they came as a Red Brigade. Do you remember the Red Brigade of Munyagwa? That's what Munyagwa did. I think he's the one who managed the dress code and brought the Red Brigade in the house.
It appears that we are going back into worse situation that even than what Obote and Amini did.
Now, what worries me is that these are the future leaders of tomorrow, because many of us are aging and leaving the stage. What comes into question is what kind of leadership are we going to have? It was very hurting to see our dignified Parliament being brought on its knees in the name of democracy. Parliament is a place where arguments are supposed to flow across the divide. Not blows, not chairs, logical arguments.
As people who picked up guns and went in the bush and fought in the 1980s that ushered in this NRM government, don't you see that the people are beginning to worry that you are taking us back into the same?
No, but who is taking you back? You are the ones who want to go back.
Even when this issue happened, what do you think is the best way that the Speaker can handle the situation?
This is not a matter of the Speaker. This is a matter of all Ugandans, all of us. you and me and him, that where something is wrong, we condemn the wrong. And we don't promote anarchy in the name of promoting democracy.
Are you proud to see you standing on this bad side of history of this country? Because it appears it has gone into the
Annals,
bad
it has.
history, yes.
It has. But again, I can't say I'm proud to see that. Definitely, as a Ugandan, I feel hurt. I feel disappointed that we could go down that level. But Somalia is now behaving better. The parliament is behaving better than our parliament. It hurts. I tell you, it hurts. Because this is an arm of government. When even in a small game as a game of football, where a referee gives a red card and the player walks out, but here the speaker says, walk out, and you refuse. What message are we saying? We should not condone bad behavior, regardless of who is doing what's done. For example, I totally felt bad, and I hope that it is going to be proved true, that a member of parliament walked in parliament with a firearm. When you know the rules, what was it for? In the heat of things, suppose something had happened, it would have been regrettable. I can't condone that. And this is what we, all of us, should do. We should not condone bad behavior. Who are their role models now? We, the guys who are standing on the table of the speaker and kicking and throwing tables, chairs? Are we the role models of these young children? Is that what they should be subscribing to and saying, yes, we have very good members of parliament?
Thank you, General Katumba.
Yeah.